Governor Cuomo has launched an investigation into the question of racial bias in the state's prisons. The inquiry comes after a New York Times report found, among other things, that many Black and Latino inmates face racial slurs from the corrections officers and are punished at a significantly higher rate than white prisoners. One of the most striking examples of bias was unearthed at the Clinton Correctional Facility close to the Canadian border. Just one of the nearly 1,000 guards there is African American. And it was at that prison that the New York Times discovered Black inmates were 4 times more likely to be sent to solitary confinement. The depth of this report is stunning. We're pleased to welcome 2 of the New York Times journalists behind the project back to our show, Michael Schwartz and Mike Weinrib. Gentlemen, good to have you back here.
Thank you for having me.
You always bring some interesting subjects for us to talk about when you get here. Mike, let me start off by asking you this. Describe how this investigation by the Times took place.
Well, the core of it and what made it unusual is data. We did several FOILs, took about a year. We obtained disciplinary information, data. We crossed it with racial data. And Rob Gebeloff, who's our data specialist, 3 of us work full-time in this. And we started to get numbers on the disciplinary system and saw that Blacks are disciplined at about twice the rate of whites. And it's not just in general, it is for something as subjective as disobeying orders. Blacks are infracted at far higher a rate.
Michael, let me ask you this question. You know, we are, as journalists, you know, one of my mentors was Fred Friendly. You probably know Fred Friendly. And
right.
Fred, one of the first things he said to me is, as a journalist, your job is to be a respectful skeptic. In terms of the skeptic part here, were you surprised at all when the results of this investigation came into play and you had these stark numbers to look at?
The project started as a series of interviews. We would go around the state, we'd drive hours and hours to get to these state prisons, we'd interview inmates, and we started hearing these things that they were telling us. They just started to describe these awful racial encounters that they were having with guards.
Were they open and candid with you?
They were open and candid with us.
So you didn't have problems getting people to talk?
We've never had a problem getting any of the inmates to talk, and often we'll show up at these prisons and they don't expect that we're coming. But I think that a lot of the times, in many cases, these problems have built up over the years. They've been watching these things and have had no outlet. And so we show up and start asking about things that they have been noticing that they've had problems with for years and sometimes decades. And sometimes we can't get them to stop talking.
There are people we've interviewed, inmates who haven't had a visitor in 10, 15 years, and all of a sudden for 2 New York Times reporters to show up unannounced and to understand what they've been through and often know their cases in detail because we have them from Freedom of Information, it's a stunning experience for them, I think.
So you had some information on these folks going in to talk with them in terms of targeting some of the people that you wanted to have conversations with?
Oh, yes. We never just go in cold. We did a FOIL and...
Explain what you mean by that when you say
a Freedom of Information request on the state. And sometimes the state's very cooperative and goes quickly and sometimes not. But we got more than 200 cases where it was alleged that inmates assaulted officers. And then we went down and deconstructed the cases. And we went all over the state and interviewed the inmates about the cases, see if they had medical records. Often they did. Sometimes if you see one of these cases and there are 6 officers and 1 inmate, and at the end of the day, the inmate has a broken arm and the officers aren't hurt and they go back to duty, and then the inmate is charged with assault on an officer, something is wrong.
Let me talk about some of the specifics here that you found. And we mentioned the Clinton Correctional Facility, right, about near the Canadian border. 998 correctional officers, 1 African American. Did that surprise you?
There are a number of things going on here. First, Clinton is located in an area that is over 90% white generally. And so it's not a terrible surprise that the majority of the workforce would be white. Secondly, it's a prison system of 54 prisons, but the way that the labor contract is worked out, it gives officers, when they gain a certain degree of seniority, a chance to choose where they want to be. So naturally, even if the department sends them to a place like Sing Sing, which is majority African American, or sends African American guards to a place that's majority white, eventually they're going to opt to return to their homes.
Is it possible then that people could legitimately, based on what you said, look at this and say that's a number that grabs you? But the explanation could be somewhat less sinister than racial bias. It could be, at least for this category, a function of the demographics that we talked about.
Right.
Is that?
it's not on its face racial bias, but if you have a prison that's 80% black and Latino inmates, and you have one black officer, just think of the cultural differences there. Black inmates come from the city. They're 300, 400 miles from home. The officers are local there. Officers often don't get to meet a black man who's not a prisoner.
Again, I suspect somebody who might be watching and listening to our conversation might say, all right, 4 times more likely to be punished, African Americans, than the whites. And somebody might look and say, but how do we know that that wasn't deservedly so? The number is stark, but how do we know that they're not committing 4 times more violations of the rules?
Well, in all of these things,
do we know?
We have a data person,
right.
And he controls for these things. Okay. So he matches black 17 to 25-year-olds versus white 17 to 25-year-olds. We also wrote about parole, and I'll give you a good example.
I wanted to ask
there.
you about that, 'cause I
I'll give
thought
you
that
an
was
example on how he controls it. So he's looked at all the people in the state, white inmates, who were sentenced to 2 to 4 years for burglary 3, and compared them to black inmates. Okay. Same sentence.
So we had a control
crime.
built in here.
Exactly.
Let's look at the offenses,
and blacks
the nature of the
more
offenses.
Often, punished.
Did anybody offer any explanation to you for why that was happening? Why you're seeing that kind of numbers? Let's say with the parole situation.
Well, the department pushed back on our findings, and the state officials pushed back on our findings, saying that while any large organization might have racial bias built in, that the vast majority of the workforce do their job professionally. The department and the state never disputed our numbers, our overall numbers. They ran quick calculations and found the same disparity that we found.
Shortly after then, this is published. As I mentioned, Governor Cuomo said, we're going to take a look at all this. Were you surprised that he took that action and that he took that quickly?
I've been doing this for 40 years, and I was stunned. It was the day of the second piece. When we asked them questions, they resisted. They made us feel like we had it wrong. And then for the governor to come out 5 or 6 hours after the second piece was published and to say, I found it disturbing and I'm going to have my inspector general investigate race, was extraordinary.
Why were you stunned by that?
I don't know, in all the time I've done a lot of investigative reporting, it's very, very rarely that an elected official will admit, there's a terrible problem here that a newspaper has found.
Well, it's been an astonishing, revealing look into the system here, and some fairly astonishing developments as a consequence. We hope you'll come back and visit us soon and keep us updated on everything that's happening here. Always good to see you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Take care.